everyone. Welcome to the second edition of Upstream Ahead Summit. Now, may I request our esteemed guest, Mr. S.C.L. Das and Mr. Amar Nath, to do the lamp lighting ceremony. Lord Ganesh is often referred to as Vigna Harta. Vigna means obstacles, while Harta means the remover. So before we move forward, we have Subhadeep performing the Ganesh Vandana. Upstream Ahead is a two-day industry-driven virtual summit under the aegis of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas and the Directorate General of Hydrocarbons that acts as a platform where oil and gas operators, regulatory authorities, and all relevant stakeholders, including students from academic institutions, come together and interact as we realign and adapt to the changing market dynamics. The summit has brought together themes, topics, speakers, and participants from all over the globe that are going to highlight India's energy story. We are of the opinion that India's energy potential is far from over. In fact, it is quite the opposite, and therein lies the tremendous scope and opportunity. And the format of the summit is perfect for engaging in a two-way dialogue towards solution-driven discussions. The first edition of the event was a massive success, witnessing 6,000 plus participants from all over the world. Subsequently, a 70-member monitoring committee was constituted with past and present experts to pave the way forward for the Indian oil and gas industry. This report is an exhaustive consolidation of recommendations towards unleashing the hydrocarbon potential in Indian sedimentary basins. The report is out now and can be downloaded from www.upstreamahead.com. In the second edition, our focus is to discuss the global, local, and local aspects of the industry with a focus on implementation and action. Now, I would like to take the opportunity to call upon Shri S.C.L. Das, IAS, to honor the gathering, please. Shri S.C.L. Das is the Director General at the Directorate General of Hydrocarbons. In his career spanning about 28 years, he has had professional experience in diversified sectors such as energy, power, urban development, health, finance, and taxation. He has overseen implementation of some key reforms and projects at state level, such as GST, Delhi Metro, and power privatization. He has also worked in the United Nations Office for Project Services. Sir, may I now request you to honor the gathering with a few words, please?
Namaskar and good morning to all. Additional Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum, Natural Gas, esteemed professionals, members of industry, academia, and dear students. It's truly a privilege and a pleasure to reconnect at this very, very wide spectrum forum of the E&P sector, particularly having witnessed the tremendous success and response of the maiden venture done with the very able support of the ministry. I would like to actually compliment the ministry of having conceived this very, very wide spectrum forum, which is a true connect between the global and the local in the context of the E&P sector. But having such a diverse forum as it is, with current professionals and people who have served earlier in the field, to bear upon issues which are thematically relevant today, particularly in the country context, while being related to the global context, is truly a really very praiseworthy enterprise. So I must compliment the ministry and the organizers of this event, who have really been the main force, the main, the spirit, moving spirit behind this. There are a few individuals, without naming them, they have been really the moving spirit behind this venture. And let me just acknowledge that it is a highly outcome-driven and a result-oriented forum, not limited to deliberations, because I have seen they have walked the talk. I have seen since the time they met, and this today's second event is I would say a very well-deserved sequel to that. I have seen that they have really walked the talk, and the report they have produced, which was referred a while ago, is actually a very substantive, very comprehensive and rich in content. It's a very excellent report, and I really, from DGH side, I would really wish to really have an internal committee within DGH to look at a small group to quickly look at and take away, really work on some of the immediate takeaways while working on the while addressing and supporting the other suggestions made in the report. But certainly we would like to, at least the deliverables which are in the short term and the recommendations made in the report, I find they are highly relevant, very well contextualized, and they are very well thought out by different groups, by various specialists on those relevant fields. So it's a very useful contribution made by this forum, which has already made its mark. It has proven that it is committed to its agenda. This report is ample proof of that. And I urge my colleagues in the DGS to really start coordinate with the authors of the report, the key groups, and shortlist the key recommendations so that those which are deliverables in the short run can be quickly supported by us, if need be escalated through the ministry and taken forward either with the state governments or the regulatory authorities, or if they relate to internal processes within DGH and government, we should really act upon them. So my compliments to the organizers of this summit, and a very warm welcome to a wide array of participants who are there. I would really urge you and encourage you to really contribute to this 2 days deliberations, which I'm sure again will lead to culminate into another set of very useful and practical recommendations as a follow-up to this particular second edition of the summit. And again, some new themes. And it's good that the forum has decided to, Upstream Ahead has decided to touch upon some important key issues, which have been important learnings in the year gone by, particularly in the area of disaster management and some aspects, because both onshore, offshore, and some aspects which have gained even more relevance, like digitalization and decarbonization. Those themes need, obviously, we need to be constantly working and sharpening our own action points industry-wide and within the government. Our own sensitivities have to go up. Our sensitization has to go up on these issues. So the second edition is certainly a very, very relevant edition, and the themes it covers only will help make it more relevant to the needs of the day. And given the track record in this very short time, I'm sure it is going to result in a very meaningful and action-oriented report, much as they have done in the past. So I really, I would like to heartily support this venture, and I would like to assure that as the implementing arm of the ministry, we would spare no effort in supporting in the implementation and trying to proactively work for this implementation of this for the larger good of the industry and for even the larger national cause of advancing the energy security in terms of improving self-reliance in the oil and gas sector. I would suggest to the organizers and to my colleagues from DGH who are present here to sufficiently use a portal which we had created, Upstream. Again, at the suggestion, at a very good suggestion of the ministry, we had created this portal, Upstream India, which ties up very well in terms of its overall objective with the objective of such a wide forum as Upstream Ahead, and to take up several of these issues where interfacing with industry is required, or a triangular interfacing between industry, the government agencies like ministry and DGH, and the regulators and the state governments on the other hand, where this triad, this triangular interface is to happen. That forum is a very good opportunity, which can also be further reviewed in the Pragati portal as well, in case there are certain issues which need to be escalated to the higher levels. So Upstream India portal offers us a very good platform where these issues which are taken up by the summit and eventually captured so ably and so well in the report. The first report did this, and I'm sure the subsequent reports will do that. But these things can be taken on board through the portal as a listed agenda, and they can be pursued in a forum which can work in an interactive mode and in a manner which can be monitored, where the progress can be seen by all of us. So that's a suggestion I'll make in terms of giving it a more implementation-oriented focus, because today we are extremely keen, as is the ministry, that results should be there. We really want results. We want to focus more and more energy on producing results, less on the processes and all this, because the energy scenario is such that India's own energy, while the world has seen a lot of disruptions due to pandemic or due to certain shifts in the geopolitical situation of late, in India, we have been a very stable polity and a stable economy with strong fundamentals. The economic growth story continues in a very steady course, and so does the energy story, because these go hand in hand, the economic growth and energy growth. So energy growth demand continues in a very steady form, which essentially means that we in the E&P sector have a lot of responsibility to produce more, produce in a more clean way, produce in a safer way, and thereby contribute to the national kitty of domestic energy reserves. So this is our overarching goal, to which all of us must join hands, and I can only pledge support on behalf of my team here. And I wish this summit a great success in terms of the value creation, in terms of the practical solutions it will bring to bear from a wide spectrum of professionals and very experienced industry people to bear up and to bear upon our very key areas of progress, the key challenges, as well as the key focal areas where we should make progress. So let's all join hands in this endeavor through this forum and try to work ahead. I wish you all the very best and thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts. I wish you all a great day and this deliberations a very good and great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for honoring the entire crowd with your valuable words. Now, I would like to call upon Shri Amarnath, IAS. Shri Amarnath is the Additional Secretary in the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas and is in charge of the Exploration Division. He is also on the boards of National Oil Companies, ONGC, and Oil India Limited. He also has extensive experience of working in various departments of government at senior management positions such as finance, economic planning, tourism, and industrial development. May I now request you, sir, to take over the stage, please?
Good morning to all of you, Mr. S.C.L. Das and DGDGH and distinguished participants. At the outset, let me congratulate the organizers for organizing the second edition of Upstream Ahead. Any infant who crosses 1 year have a great chance of becoming adult and contributing to the society. Similarly, Upstream Ahead has crossed 1 year, and I am confident that this event is going to be a great international event in the years to come and greatly contribute to the energy production in India. The importance of energy cannot be overemphasized. Especially all of us know that what has happened in the last 1 month or so. The energy scenario in the world is becoming more and more complicated, and the needs of energy in India are continuously increasing. We are a growing economy. We have a youthful population. We need jobs for the people. We need to grow continuously. And energy is the fundamental requirement. So how do you meet the energy of the growing economy? We are aspiring to become $5 trillion economy in next few years. Our target is to become $10 trillion economy by 2030. How do we execute these projects, grow the economy, and provide job opportunities to our people? Therefore, we will have to focus on energy production within the country, and hence the great role which Upstream Ahead can play. I would like to emphasize 2-3 points. The first point is that this venture has to be a collaborative venture. Government alone cannot provide the needs of the economy. The professionals, the industry, all of us will have to work in a collaborative manner. And hence the importance of this platform where large number of professionals, industry people, academia, students, they are coming together. So with a collaborative approach, we can produce results and meet the needs of our society. So the first point I'm emphasizing is that there has to be more collaboration, close collaboration amongst all stakeholders. The second point, which is important, is that domestic energy production will have to be focused more than what we have done till now. The opportunities which are emerging will give tremendous space for making investments. In last several years, the policies which have been created and implemented are providing space for investments. Our policies are very attractive policies compared to any of the countries. If you look at the policies, I'll just give one example. That for investment in category 2 and 3 basins, which are the basins where less production is taken, no production is taking place, but there is a opportunity for producing. In those basins, that is category 2 and 3 basins, investors don't have to share any revenue with the government except the tax and royalty. And even the tax and royalties, for initial years, there is zero royalty, and subsequently also there are very reasonable rates of royalties. So India is one of the few countries who is providing with such lucrative terms for making investments. Similarly, there are other policies which are very, very attractive. I will give another example. Like in terms of ease of doing business, field development plans. In most of the countries, a lot of focus and attention is paid for approving the field development plans. We also used to take a lot of time. But in last 1 or 2 years, we are relying more and more on self-certification. Self-certification is one of the important ease of doing business parameter which is being monitored by the government, so that investments which are being made can be fruitfully enjoyed by the investors. So policies and ease of doing business, this is one of the mantras which government is focusing. So these are some of the things which we are implementing, and that provides investment opportunities and collaboration opportunities. I will urge the participants in this summit to think of the opportunities which are available. Now, how all these opportunities, policies which are available, how they can be practically implemented. For implementation of these things in practice, I will just like to point out 4 or 5 things and urge the organizers, participants to think in terms of those and practical results. As DGH mentioned, that we are more focused on results. How do we get those results? The first one is exploration. We are focusing more on exploration. If you don't explore, you will not be able to find the resources and you cannot produce. So exploration in the country has become a very, very significant parameter in next 5 to 7 years. So first one is explore more. The second is extract more. The resources which are known, which are identified, we must extract more out of that. You know the recovery factor. We need to improve the recovery factor. We need to bring the EOR schemes. So extract more is very significant. Known resources can be easily produced with the technology. And technology provides us the third benchmark, which should be utilized for extracting more and exploring more. Now, technologies are easily available, but may need to be applied to the upstream sector. They need to be scaled up. Digital technologies are coming, which are changing the whole ecosystem. And the fourth point on this I would like to emphasize is the management systems. Most of the organizations are still applying the management systems which were applicable 20 years ago. All these need to change. And that is a very, very difficult task. So I will request that these are some of the issues where the professionals must focus, that how do we change the whole system? I'll give just one example. Like young students who are coming out of the college, they have very good ideas, but they can't tell in the organization. They are not encouraged. So how do we tap that talent? So changing the organizational structures to take advantage of the new ideas is extremely important, and that calls for the change in the management structures. And last point, I will say that the policies, we are continuously evolving, and we need feedback from professionals like you. Government is always eager to implement new policies which will produce results. So I will urge that if there is anything which Upstream ahead feels that this should be changed, we are more than open. So let's collaborate, let's work together and fix a target. And my request to organizers will be, at the end of 2 days, have a number that by 2030, we will meet at least 40% of oil and gas requirement of the country. This should be your first page of the report, depicting a number that 40% requirement of oil and gas will be met by domestic oil and gas production by 2030. So have a vision for that and align all your activities to achieving that target. That will be a practical contribution. Our efforts will be channelized towards that target. And once we collaborate, focus, and channelize our efforts, I am 100% sure that we can achieve the targets. With these words, I would like to again thank the organizers for making this event happen and giving me opportunity to speak. Thank you very much. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your encouraging words. I would now like to play a video message by Honorable Shri Rameswar Teli, Minister of State, Petroleum and Natural Gas. Honorable Shri Rameswar Teli was appointed Minister of State in the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Minister of State in the Ministry of Labour and Employment in July 2021. Prior to this, he served as Union Minister of State, Ministry of Food Processing Industries from May 2019 to July 2021. Mr. Teli was unable to join in person due to a prior commitment, but he has given us an address that we are now going to play for you.
आप सभी को नमस्कार। मंत्रालय में हमारे लिए भारत के हाइड्रोकार्बन क्षेत्र का विकास करना और नई तकनीकों के उपयोग से तेल एवं गैस की खोज की विशाल क्षमता को उजागर करना एक अहम प्राथमिकता है। मंत्रालय और DGH के सौजन्य से देश के प्रमुख ऑयल एंड गैस ऑपरेटरों द्वारा आयोजित कार्यक्रम अपस्ट्रीम अहेड समिट का तृतीय भाग भारत के अपस्ट्रीम ENP सेक्टर में एक महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम है। समिट ऐसा एक मंच प्रदान करता है जहां इंडस्ट्री के सभी संबंधित व्यक्तियों और कंपनियों एक साथ आकर सकारात्मक चर्चा कर सकते हैं। यह समिट उपयोगी परिणाम उत्पन्न करने की कोशिश करेगा जो शामिल सभी के लिए उचित लक्ष्य निर्धारित करने के लिए मदद करेगा। मेरे विचार से यह समिट की सबसे महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ है कि यह एक मंच प्रदान करता है जहां चर्चा के माध्यम से मौजूदा ऑयल एंड गैस उद्योग तेल और गैस की खोज के बहुत सारे नए तरीके पता कर सकते हैं और अपनी पूरी क्षमता का उपयोग कर सकता है। यह युवा पीढ़ी को जागरूक करने का प्रयास भी करता है जो भविष्य में भारत के ऑयल एंड गैस इंडस्ट्री में काम करने की इच्छा रखते हैं। यह मंच उन्हें इंडस्ट्री के विशेषज्ञों और विभिन्न पहलुओं के बारे में सीख को सुविधा प्रदान करता है। अपस्ट्रीम अहेड समिट का पहला भाग एक शानदार सफलता थी और इसमें दुनिया भर से 6000 से अधिक लोग उपस्थित थे। मैं मंत्रालय, DGH और सभी ऑयल एंड गैस ऑपरेटरों से पहले भाग में सामने रखे गए मूल्यवान समाधानों पर विचार करने और उन्हें लागू करने का आग्रह करता हूं। आज हम सब इस समिट के दूसरे भाग में इस उद्देश्य के साथ एकत्रित हुए हैं कि भारत को ऊर्जा स्वतंत्रता की ओर हमें आगे बढ़ना है और पहले भाग की किए गए अच्छे काम को भी आगे बढ़ाने का प्रयास कराना है। कोविड महामारी और वर्तमान ऊर्जा बाजार को अस्थिरता को ध्यान में रखते हुए ऑयल एंड गैस इंडस्ट्री को भी अपनी रणनीति में कुछ मूलभूत परिवर्तन करने का आवश्यकता है ताकि बदलते हालात के लिए हमें तैयार रहें। मैं सभी कंपनियों और हितधारकों से भारत के एनर्जी मिक्स की सुरक्षित करने के लिए इंडस्ट्री द्वारा निर्धारित लक्ष्यों को प्राप्त करने को दिशा में काम करने के लिए एक साथ आने का अनुरोध करता हूं। शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
I would like to thank Shri Rameswar Teli for sending us the video message with such valuable words. We thank our host companies and supporting partners for their support in furthering the mission of the Upstream Ahead Summit, that is, Vision 2050, was deliberated in the first edition of the summit. We will commence the next session shortly. In the meantime, we request our audience to visit the Exhibit Hall 1, which has the booths of the host companies, and Exhibit Hall 2, which has the booths of the supporting partners of the summit. You can also find a virtual photo button that is in the below of your screen, at the bottom of your screen. Please feel free to click some pictures with the Upstream Ahead banner as the background. And you can also find the digital participation certificate again at the bottom of your screen. Please feel free to download them. With this, we come to the end of the inaugural ceremony, and we will be commencing the first session of the day shortly.